The hadith, it's a beautiful hadith, teaches us a lot. We learn from this one a very important aspect of being a real believer. Prophet ﷺ is sitting with the Jama'ah and he says the next one who comes to the door, he's Ahlul Jannah, people of the paradise. Somebody walked in. They said, who's this? I don't even know this guy. Again, on another occasion, he said the next one who comes to this door, he's Ahlul Jannah, person of paradise. Same guy walked in. They went, who is this? One Sahabi, a companion of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, went to him and he said, oh, by the way, I'm having some problem at home with my dad and stuff. And is there any problem if I could stay at your place? Sure. Come on. And the tradition is to stay in somebody's house 3 days and nights and nobody asks you anything. You just hang out. That's the old Arab tradition. And that's what he was doing. And he observed him day and night. And on the third day he said, I have to come clean with you. I got to tell you how it really is. I'm not having a problem at home. I just want to come and camp out with you and see what it is you do. And he related to him what he had heard from the Prophet ﷺ, that the next one who comes through this door is from the people of paradise. He said, we just want to know what you do. What is it you do that we don't do? And he was surprised. He said, I'm not as good as you guys. I'm nobody. He said, there isn't anything that I do extra. Nothing. I don't have anything special. I can't think of anything. Except, I love this part. Except that before I go to bed at night, I forgive everybody. What did he say? Before I fall asleep at night, I forgive everybody. Have we been doing that? Unless and until we can understand these very simple teachings, we will miss a lot of the sweetness of the deen right here in this life. And we could well miss a great opportunity in the next life. May Allah guide us. May Allah open our hearts to this message and bring us closer together each other for the sake of Allah. Ameen. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. I only began the beginning of the things that we hear recited to us every Jummah. Imagine if we had the time to go further and learn, for instance, even one small word that we hear in Surah An-Nisa. The translation, it's telling, oh human beings, Ya ayyuhan nas, attaqu rabbakum, fear your Lord. In this case it says your Lord, Rabb, who created you guys from a single soul, nafsin wahid. And from him brought forth his mate, his zawj. And from them, kathirin jaddin, many people, men and women. All of us coming from where? One person. One person. This is Quran telling us. And then if we want to jump from chapter number 4, I go by the numbers too, Surah An-Nisa is chapter 4. Put a 9 after that, chapter 49, that's Surah Al-Hujurat, and look in there and see what you find out. Allah tells you, He created all of you from a single and from His mate. And made you different from each other so that you would do what? As tribes and nations, yet different from each other, so that you will do what? Ask each other, what manhaj are you on? What's your tribe, brother? Or did Allah say, so that you could recognize each other? And that's what he said. I'm going to ask you, can you truly recognize a Muslim when you see it? You see a Muslim, can you recognize him or her? Because it's not from being in Pakistan or being born in India or Saudi Arabia or anywhere in the Khalij or the Gulf or Misr in Egypt or Texas, where I'm from. Being a Muslim starts inside by recognizing La ilaha illallah and putting Allah and His Messenger first and above all things. And immediately after that, giving the respect, honor, and dignity to the creation of Allah. Whether they're Muslim or not, we have the responsibility as Muslims to show proper respect according to the priority. And you don't know what I'm talking about? Think. Because somebody asked about this priority. What is the priority of respect? To whom do I give the haqq? Who has the most haqq, the most rights on me? You know who it is? Allah. And then His Messenger. He said, after Allah and His Messenger, who has the most rights on me? Said, your mother. And then your mother. And then your mother. And then your father. Didn't that show us the precedent immediately for what is called priorities? And all the way down to different relatives, neighbors, Muslims, non-Muslims, enemies, animals, plants. Anything created by Allah has rights on you. And you must give it its proper rights. When you slaughter an animal, does the animal have rights? Yes or no? He has rights? And you don't show him the knife? You make sure it's sharp? And he's laying in the proper position and one cut. Yes or no? So if you understand, why are we not applying this in our daily life with each other? All of us are human. Yes. But when we say it, we're trying to cover up the fact that we're acting subhuman. We're trying to cover up actions which are not acceptable in a real human society. It's a mistake. It is a mistake to use these two eyes to look at somebody and decide, I like this person or this person or this person because their skin is whiter than this person or that person. Or because their skin is darker. If I do that, I've given up a very precious part of my Islam. I've made a distinction based on asabiyya, which is not acceptable. What makes somebody beloved to Allah? What is it that Allah loves in every human being or any human being who will follow the proper belief and do the right actions? What is it? What? And Rasulullah told us, there is a morsel of flesh inside the human body that if it's good, then the whole of the matter is good. But if it's bad, then the whole of the matter is rotten. And that morsel of flesh is the qalb, the heart. What color is your heart? It's red, isn't it? What color is your heart? Same color, isn't it? Yours? Yours? Mine? When I used to slaughter for Ramadan, we did as many as 150 animals in a day's time. And while I would be doing this, I'd be pretty busy. But I'd get ahead of those guys because they're hanging them up and skinning them and doing their work. One day I was looking and watching these animals. They were coming in. They were brown, white, black, spotted, different colors, different sizes, different length of hair. You could tell them all apart. But after they removed the skin and they were hanging on those rods, hanging on that cable, going off into another room, you know what? You couldn't tell them apart. Did you understand that? They were hanging on the what? On the what? Cable. How do you say cable in Arabic? وَأَتَسِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَاللَّهُ تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold fast, all of you, to the cable of Allah. And don't separate.